One of the things that I like to do to help me to alliterate, because most of the time I don't even know what I'm going to be coming into when I walk into a studio. Uh, there are sessions like today where I did have the script the night before, but most times they'll hand me the script there and I just start going. And I don't know what I'm going to walk into. I don't know how difficult it's going to be. I don't know the pacing of the copy that I'm about to read. I don't know how technical it's going to be. Sometimes I worked on a big movie last week and I had to do a whole bunch of technical jargon for um, emergency medical services types things and a helicopter pilot. And I'm calling out all these codes and things. I didn't know how technical any of that was going to be or how specific I'd have to be. So one of the things that I like to do is to warm up in case that happens. And in case I have to do something very quickly. I'm going to take a drink of water because this one's pretty tough and we'll see how it comes out. Now, this is one that I learned years ago when I was working for 7-Eleven. I used to be the guy who said, "Oh, thank heaven." And part of my job was to do the legal stuff at the end of it, the fast stuff that nobody listens to. So one of the things they had me do was available for limited time only at participating dealers. Terms, conditions, and restrictions apply. We'll also print this out because this is a really great exercise to play with, to help you get your speed up, to help you get your enunciation, your pronunciation up, just to make sure that you hit every single beat. If you are going to be doing commercial work or you're going to be doing some character that's paced up, it's a really great exercise. I'll do it one more time. Available for limited time only at participating dealers. Terms, conditions, and restrictions apply. And you can hear every single piece of that. And when you're in a session where they've got this kind of copy, you got to know that they're going to want to hear every single word of that. So no matter how fast they make you go, you're going to want to try to master that little piece. And it'll really come in handy, especially for mic checks. It's really fun for mic checks if you're going into a studio. They want to get a level of what you're going to sound like on the mic. The engineer will check before you start your session. It's a fun one to throw out there because they don't expect it necessarily, and it warms you up at the same time. There's another one that I used from an old comedy team called Hudson and Landry. This is before your time. This is way back in the 70s. There was this comedy duo called Hudson and Landry, and they were doing this stupid radio show gag. And one of the things they did there was Bill Rambo, 650, Dorothy, yes, ma'am, the Axelwhite and Pepper Endurance Company. Oh, I can't even do it. Bill Rambo, 650, Dorothy, yes, ma'am, the Axelwhite and Pepper Endurance Company, Bashville, Johnny C., home of the grand open conglomeration, Fanny Hill University in the bathtub of the South. It's 7:30. I'd have to do that 2 or 3 times to get all of those words out, but that's another great one to use. And again, we'll have that written out for you if you want to play with that one. It's also fun to practice your announcer voice. It's great for any kind of reporter type voice, announcer voice, radio stuff that you might be doing. It does come in very handy in animation also and video games. I've used it in all the different media to do that kind of copy. Where it's got to be fast-paced, it's got to be sort of stoic and informational. You've got to deliver the information on time and accurately. So it's a great thing to have in your bag for men and women and everybody in between. In fact, on the movie I was working on Friday, I wish I could tell you what this is because it's super cool. They had men and women do all of the reporter stuff. So that's a great thing to have in your bag. So maybe start practicing with that one now. One of the lines that came up in the movie that nobody could get through was, I'm going to say it very slowly because it's very hard for me to do this one fast. She's being taken to the detention center. Now, that doesn't sound so bad like that, but when we had to say it quickly and in the heat of a traumatic thing happening, she's being taken to the, see, it's really hard. I can't even get it out right now. Practice that one. We'll give that one to you and you guys can play with that. I don't need to do it right now, so I don't want to do it, okay? I had a long day. Be nice.